So for part 4 on Unit 3, Worksheet 3, I started by drawing the top view, and really what you want to do is as few details as possible, and then extrude, and then draw another section with more detail, and then extrude, and so forth. So I just drew this rectangle, which was 120 wide and 74 tall, and then I chamfered the edges with a chamfer of 10 before I extruded it 8 upwards, and then once I had that platform, I drew on it, made a rectangle here in the back that was the same width but 24 tall, and then I extruded that the rest of the way. And since we already have a platform of 8 and the full height is 88, this extrusion is just 80 tall from that top of the surface. Next, I started drawing a sketch on the top of this section here. And I started with rectangles, and then I trimmed out this section between the rectangles, and then I filleted each of the corners. All of these fillets are a radius of 4, and then I filleted these inside corners with a radius of 12. So once I had this shape, I then extruded it. And the distance that it had to extrude was 22 minus 8, which is 14, because it's 14 higher than this surface down here. Once I had that done, then I drew a sketch on the back here. I went from the midpoint down 33 because I knew that's where the center of the circle was. And then this circle, I went out to each side, and then from the side went up to the top to create this circle with kind of a rectangle top to it. I closed that in on the top before extruding it, and I extruded it inward 6 inches, which is shown on the top view. After that, I made a hole, and I made the hole based on this edge right here, so it centered it in the same with the same center of this arc, and that hole is 20 inches in diameter. It goes all the way through, which we can see here. And then the last thing I did is I sketched on the top of this section, and notice that my sketch, I went from the corner up 44, because that dimension is shown to us on the top view, and then I drew a line straight across because I knew that both holes in this section would be on this line, and then I did 120 minus 96, and then divided that difference by 2. Give me 12 on each side. I also drew 12 in from the front. And once I had these 3 spots, I could then use the hole tool. And I did the hole tool on all 3 of those points. So that then I could just say the radius was 8, or excuse me, the diameter was 8, and it would make all of those holes through to the bottom for me as well. And that's how you do part 4.